Alexa. Here we are. We are here. Welcome. OOA Podcast number 9.
Can we get a little scooch down with it? Scooch and
A
chill.
little scooch.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Number 9?
2 cheeks, 9.
Number 9. Welcome. Halloween edition.
Halloween edition. I'm about to talk louder. Don't put that butt.
It's okay, nobody wanted to hear you anyway.
They all want to hear me.
I'm Jerry the Giraffe.
Indigo Ryan, the Navigator.
Aw,
Proudly an employee at Pizza Planet since 96.
Serving them hot and sliced
Hot and sliced.
with pepper on them.
Who are you?
and cheese.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Mr. Frat Guy. Mr. Your average frat guy.
Average beer pong.
Unfriendly neighborhood frat guy.
Yeah.
Still the guru.
Hell yeah.
Just deeper undercover.
Well, welcome to episode 9, guys. Ooh. Ignite it.
What's
Ignite
going
the
on?
torch. Ooh.
That
Let's
was
go.
amazing for all of our audio listeners.
Manifestation.
Look at that.
Dude, manifestation right there, man. From whatever podcast I said it the first time to now.
I think you
Episode
said
9.
the first one. The very first one you
We
talked
got it in here.
It's lit.
It's hard.
It's dope. It's dope. There's different modes we can do, but we'll start the first one with just this mode. Just
Yeah.
It's on. On
There's
and ready.
different modes you can do?
Yeah. Well, we'll show them. You want?
Yeah, running through.
Roll through here. Ready?
Seizure warning.
Oh, okay.
There's some crazy ones. Eddie, turn down the speed on some. Yeah.
That's
It's all
ridiculous.
Eddie's fault.
Do it. Definitely some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Seizure warning.
Warning,
for
if
everyone.
you are prone to seizures,
What?
please only
There's
experience
cool
the
ones like
audio
you
version
can like
of that
slow it down
segment.
and make it like in and out and stuff like that. So you can mess around and do that. But for now, keep it on. Manifestation. Let's go. Anyone have a topic they want to start with for the Halloween edition?
I did have an idea.
Okay.
But would you about to say something?
Oh, no. I have a topic, but I'm down to listen to what you got first.
Well, this is one I was talking to Josh. Shout out to Josh. And he's like a collector. He likes to collect things.
Mm.
I'm not gonna flex on his collection for him. But point we were talking and it was like, what's the perspective of everybody on collecting things and like the people who buy and sell versus the people who collected to keep in their own collections?
ASMR.
And at what point in time is it worth selling something or is it just to keep forever, even if it is worth a lot of money?
I think that any collection can be cool or like as meaningful as the person that's collecting it like takes it as. And if it means like the world to them, then it means the world to them, and no one can ever take that away from them. And if they have this cool collection, there's gonna be someone else out in the world that's gonna appreciate and respect the collection. And at some point, if you're gonna sell it, I think you find the right. You don't sell it just to like to the highest bidder. You find the right person that you know that your collection is gonna, whether it's your kids or whatever, that you can give it to, or that you can sell it to someone that you know is gonna appreciate the collection as much as you did, and pass that like legacy on of just what it is. And the fact, and if you're gonna show someone, if someone's really in tune and like cares, like, and you like show them your collection and like you just, and you're like so passionate about it and you love it, you're gonna get the what you love across to them, and they're gonna be able to be like, oh, I see, okay, I can see what it is, and then they can find their own meaning in it and whatever. So I think anyone who's collecting anything, like, you know, there's some that might to some people seem more ridiculous than others, but if the person really likes it and enjoys it and get some sort of joy out of it, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, you know? So.
Well, I think it really just comes down to, like, live your life how you want to live. You know, that's, like, the main deadline of, like, or the baseline of that, right? Like, when you first said it, the first thing that popped in my head was, seeing this video of this like older lady, and she would like collect. And I think what it was either Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse, one of the two. And like she had like her whole house was it, like Mickey Mouse clocks and Mickey Mouse carpets and towels, and like it was literally took over her entire house with this collection / I don't know, maybe even an obsession. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, your whole house is one thing.
So like at a certain point,
Yeah.
I guess like you gotta see where like the fine line of like when is it an obsession or hoarding, as opposed to just collecting. You know, and
And is that when you sell? If you're like, oh, I'm hoarding this stuff? Versus-
Well, yeah, you definitely thin it out to where it's like your main things, you know. Like, if it's 100-piece collection, like that makes sense type vibe. But if you got like 30 plates, but they're all like a little different, or like 30, like all these different, they're like you got the same type of things, but they're all just a tiny bit different. Then I mean, I feel like it might be a little obsessive, and if you
But
spend
that's
all your
also-
time and money on it, then at the end of the day, it's like, who cares?
That's also
But
like shiny hunting, though.
Yeah,
When you're shiny hunting for Pokemon, it's just a little different.
it is just a
Right?
little.
And
Yeah,
we obsess over it.
but
trying to
I
get
don't
the
have
little
like
different one.
like hundreds of shinies.
Yeah.
I would have like a couple. So like the hunt is still like a lie where it's like each one is gonna be like is better than the last because I only have so many. But if I had like 1,000 shinies, you know, and I've already hunted Venusaur like 3 times, but unless you're going for the right nature or whatever, but you know, and I'm not taking these like Pokemon to some like league or anything except for ours, you know. So in my mind, it's like it's just whenever we do it
Yeah.
and things like that. So it's like that collection is, and like we said, it's like a not what is it? It's not a expensive hobby because once you
Yeah.
have the game and the device, you can play it, and it doesn't take any money to play it, and just a little bit of energy to charge it when you need to. So in that sense, like, but
Talking
if
about
you
the
gotta
Game
like,
Boys.
if you gotta buy every single, like for instance, Pops, like we have Pops, right, and we have Dragon Ball Z ones. If we went and really got every single one, like it'd be like we'd be spending so much money at this point. But we have like a nice collection now, and if I see a nice one, I'll grab it. You know, but I don't feel the need to get every single one. I think just having this, and then maybe if I had more money, then I probably would go get some more. You know what I mean? But not if it was like right now. I
It's
know
space,
it's
too.
detrimental. It would be detrimental to my like current, like my present, if I went and just spent all my money on all the Pops I could find. You know, but in time it might be like the gold mine. But is it? I don't know. You know. But in the sense of like I do already have a decent collection, so if it is a gold mine, I don't get the whole thing, but someone is gonna want what I have at some point, and you just gotta meet that person if you're really gonna sell it. And then I think that really comes down to is like if you're selling it just to get it off, then you're not gonna make the money that it's worth. Someone's gonna get a deal on it, you know, at like a yard sale type vibe.
Yeah.
But like if you're like at the point where you're like I will sell it, but I like it, so. You know, then when it's the right person, then of course, like if it's right for you, you don't need to hold on to it anymore, and you can see that this person can appreciate it, then, you know, you give it to them. I guess that's what like Toy Story, right? Like, Woody has to debate: does he want to go with these toys that have been like locked away, and like this is their like what they think is their purpose, like do this, but really it's just for this dude's gain, and then like Prospector Pete or whatever, like wants to decide for everyone, and he like whatever, but then it comes down to is like he just wants to be played with and have his friends or whatever, and then eventually Andy gives them away, and then they all move together to like Bonnie or whatever. So it's like Andy at the point like he didn't want to sell him, he wouldn't have sold Woody to the museum guy for whatever money. He would rather just give it to this child.
No,
would
Andy was
appreciate
gonna take Woody.
Yeah, he was. But I'm
Yeah.
saying like
Yeah.
if Andy was presented to the instead of the guy like robbing Woody in
Yeah.
number 2, he like went and like gave the mom like an offer she couldn't refuse. Then it would be a thing, but Andy still would have kept Woody. And then he would have still given it to Bonnie at the end of the day. So it was, at that point now, he saw that she would appreciate it. And little did he know that he has been around her this whole time, you know, but still. And then, like, now the toys are with Bonnie and the Toy Story thing moves on with Andy still, whatever. Apparently the next one's going to be when, like, he's older. So.
Who's older?
When Andy's, like, older.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to be, like, meet up when they're older. I don't know.
That'd be dope.
But Toy Story's a good one, but yeah, I think so. I feel like as long as it's not super detrimental, like in a hoarding sense, where it's like at the end of the day, like who cares? But if you have like a wife or you know kids or whatever, and they care, then at that point, then someone cares. Where it's like you have to find some sort of compromise where it's like you can't tell me that I can't not get stuff or not have stuff, but I can't tell you that I'm gonna get whatever I want, put it wherever I want. You know, so it's like you have to have a balance. If you have like a place that you can go and it doesn't interfere, then of course buy whatever you want to buy, as long as you didn't say you're gonna use that money to do something else. You know, but once you start like hiding money away and making it whatever, and it becomes like it feels like you're doing wrong, then like either the relationship is wrong, or your relationship with the collection is wrong. You just have to relook at, evaluate what you're doing with it. You know, I mean, I feel like we have a couple different collections, right?
Yeah.
You know, and but I don't foresee. I'm not holding on to like I have like stuff that in a couple of years would probably be like I could sell it and make money now, and in a couple of years I could probably sell it and make more money. But I want to keep it for my kids. I want my kids to use it and things like that. So that's why I bought them. I didn't buy them to be like, oh, I can buy and sell later. I bought it so that I can make sure that my kids can understand what it was like before you can just hop into VR and experience have an iPad, experience all these things. Like, you know, you like this simple game is so fun. Let's play this before you like see like before you even experience the real world. Now you're like in all these fake ones, like created ones. Which
wild.
Minecraft is a good happy medium because you are building it, which I think is a good, and it's still like kid enough. You know, I think that's why Minecraft is a really good game. But you know, but it's not like. But eventually there probably will be like VR on Minecraft where you can go in there and like build and now you can live in your like Minecraft house.
I would love
and
that.
fight zombies, which would be more fun. Don't get me wrong. But we also grew up and played all the stuff before and we can appreciate what this is versus just
Yeah, I can play an 8-bit game and still enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I can play some with like
versus being born
4D
and like you're just
graphics.
waiting for the next COD. If you were born in like the 10s, right? Now you're just waiting for the next COD or whatever you're buying, it always the next 2K, and you know what I mean? But you never saw. It's not your fault. You just when you got put into the world, like what the world was.
we also played games before they were pay to win.
Yeah.
You know, like one of my favorite games, like speaking of 8-bit games, to this day is still the Dino game. That when like your computer would crash and like you get the Dino game, you just hit the space bar and it would jump over like the cactuses.
I never played that.
No way,
You guys
really?
are kidding.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Google
The
game.
Google game, yeah.
Yeah, they
like when
do.
the
The
internet
Google
wasn't
Dino
working,
game?
and then they would just have the Dino that would load, and it'd be like a connection problem or something.
Must have been after my time.
And you just hit start, like it's space. No, it's been around for a long time. They don't have it anymore. It's not. You can't
Yeah,
even
no,
play
I'm
it
saying,
anymore.
but
Okay.
I bet you
You can
there's
look it
people-
up.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah.
probably have it.
Yeah.
but there might be like a certain range where kids find that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Let us
I
know
never
if you
seen
know about the Dino game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Facts.
I don't know about the Dino game.
I don't know about it.
Yeah, that's what I thought everybody did.
Yeah. That was like one of my favorite games.
I think you two are just the weird ones. Like on this one, I genuinely kind of
I
do.
feel like you guys
Let's
are.
put up a
yeah.
See,
I really
the
do.
computer games I played
Let's put
when
up-
I was little was
I'll
like
comment.
Command and
Because there's
Conquer.
no way you guys never didn't have internet.
I'll comment 2 comments. One that says, I know about the Dino game before this, and one that says, I didn't know about this before this. And we'll see what gets more likes on the thing.
Facts.
There's a little poll. I was going to do
Yeah.
1 and like and dislike, but I don't want anyone to dislike anything. So let's just do
Yeah.
2.
Yeah,
and see whoever
yeah.
likes it the most. So that's what I'll do if this one drops. But
Yeah.
I played like Command and Conquer and then like Mech Warrior.
Command and Conquer
You
was
like
so
build a
fun.
mech and you fought people on
Did you guys
level.
ever play that? Command and
No.
Conquer?
I know what it is though.
Oh,
for a bit,
dude, it's
but I've
And
never
like Age
played
of
it.
Empires.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I remember seeing all the like the Wizarding 101 and Pirate 101.
Oh
Pirate 101 was
yeah.
fun.
I always wanted to
Dude,
play that.
dude.
So what is classified as an 8-bit game?
8-bit is like Pokemon's technically 8-bit, but no, Pokemon's not 8-bit. But it's like 8-bit is like how the pixels are, but like to the smallest degree.
Yeah. I feel like the
Almost.
most I played was probably Mario, I think.
Yeah, Mario's 8-bit, the original ones.
Yeah, I think I played Mario. Like I played a lot of the Marios.
I knew I was going to grow into some sort of a fiend when I was younger because when Wizard 101 and Pirate 101, when those things were popular, I had this friend, I believe his name was Jeff, if I'm not mistaken. But Jeff literally like
Jeff also a
moved.
giraffe.
No,
Heard.
but he moved into town for
Jeff
like
could be a giraffe.
a
if Jeff
year.
wants to be a giraffe.
True. Facts.
for a singular year, and within the span of that year, like when he first moved in, I became friends with him. But his grandmother like had bought him the year pass to all of it, like to Pirate 101, to Wizard 101, to Toontown. So he had all
So
of
wait,
the.
what were these
He
games?
had all of the premium accounts for all of those games, and he would pass me the login info. So I just have another character on his accounts, and I was like, that's privilege. Like, it felt so nice to get to experience that.
Hell yeah.
What were you saying though?
What do you do in those games?
Which one? Toontown was fucking
I remember the
lit,
name,
bro.
but I don't really remember what it is.
You were like it was the land of Disney basically, and you were a little toon, which was just like
The
this.
thing about
I
it
think
is
I remember
that
wanting to
character.
play this.
this is
You
why
walked
this is why I
around.
said like when in the range, like when you were playing those games, how old do you think you were?
Pyro 101, probably like 7 or 6, maybe even like.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay, so
sounds
think
like
about when
5
I
to
was
8.
7 and
I
6,
have
we had a
yours.
fucking Game Boy,
Yeah.
and
No,
we
played
just got the
Pajama
PlayStation
Sam,
2.
Dude. Remember Pajama
And I was playing
Sam?
all the. I'll show you. I showed you this.
Yeah.
I have all the games we used to play. So these. So like when we were in that mode where you guys were, where it's like your mind, you're gonna play these types of games or these ones influence you the most. Might have just been a little different from when I was 7 to when you were 7. It's so
Definitely.
quick, but just how rapid things were. But yeah, we can play
We
some of
played,
the
we
old
played
ones. Once I get
Pajama
the
Sam,
computer,
though. That was our early.
that
we were
now
like
I,
6,
that's
7.
the next thing I gotta get the computer. I know.
No, that was you. I told it wasn't. It was you. I didn't tell. There's a flea market by our new house.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, something about that.
I almost bought an $80 Nintendo 64
Mm.
with 2 controllers.
That's
by
not a
the way,
bad deal.
came with 2
Yeah,
controllers.
that's a good.
I
one.
was so close to doing it, and I literally logged into the bank app, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like,
So-
damn, there goes that dream.
That's one of those ones right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the, if you find
But
the deal, you gotta
since
snag
you
it.
only don't have, the only thing is because if it would be a different story if it was the console controllers and games.
Yeah.
Because
I
once
would've
you
had
have
to buy the
that,
games.
you're like, oh shit, this is that. This is the 64. I have controllers, I have games, I have everything. But when you look at it, okay, it's $80.
The games are only $5 a piece, though. I will say
for the
that.
ones they had.
Yeah.
For the
They had a
60
lot of them.
64
You'll
ones?
have to come, yeah. 64 and
yeah, I
Super
would-
Nintendo was $5.
Yeah,
like,
I would have. Then I would have
she
made
had
myself a little bundle
everything,
for
bro.
sure.
She had everything.
Because I don't
Up
have
to
one.
a
But
Xbox
at the same
One
time,
and
my
a-
first
She
console.
had Gale of Darkness.
Oh yeah. So we should definitely go over there.
She had a
My first-
Xbox One and a PS4. Like
My
everything.
first console was the PlayStation and the GameCube on the same day.
That's fire.
My grandma got it for my birthday in like 2004, 5,
I got a
4,
PlayStation. See,
4.
and that's
3.
also the big thing.
One of those, 3 or 4.
Because like
4,
you probably grew up on PS2 primarily. I played PS2 for a while, but I really grew up on the PS3.
Yeah, exactly. But then we started what we played at once. Well, we went to the Xbox 360. So once we got to that, it was like, okay, now we're playing Halo. Then Modern Warfare comes in, all these things,
Mhm.
and then now it's
Black
like
Ops.
the Black Ops, the shooters. I'm playing like NHL 3-on-3 arcade, things like that.
360
That-
was crazy.
speaking
And
of
then
which-
you could play online, so that's when it changed because you could play online. Beforehand, we were only playing whoever was around.
Yeah.
So we're
Once
playing,
we got
so,
the online, it was
You
so hard
know,
to
so
convince
like
our
Mario
dad.
Kart, nice. Super Strikers, nice. You know what I mean? Things like that. Oh, there's fun games. Mario Sunshine. Jason used to play the shit out of Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Things like that. So it was like
I always
those
like the RPG.
those games were, we had we can play the Zelda 4 Swords. We played 4 people and we all linked up on the controller with the cable, like sitting literally in a square. Like, dude, so fun, man. But now it's like I ask people what they're playing. They're either playing like Spider-Man, or they're waiting for the new COD, or people that are playing like Starfield or whatever. Different games. I'm playing Super Mega Baseball. So I
Right.
was getting a kick on that. And I play for a little bit and I put it down. It's fun. I think it's like it's like a happy medium. I told Blake, he's like, why don't you just play the show? And I was like, because the show is like what everyone does, dude. Everyone plays, like, if I wanted to play real baseball, I would go outside, But I want to
Right.
play, like, video game baseball.
Yeah.
And then Super Mega Baseball is the show mechanics, but it's like fake characters mixed with real characters. You can customize the teams, the leagues. We could all get the game and play in a league online, just us 4 type vibe, and have like computer. So it's like
That's fine.
at this point, the one they made now is so much better than the first one I played. I didn't get 2, I got 3. And then this one, what they partnered up with, whatever year, and they did it. But it was like, I always like backyard football, things like that. Those games where it's
Yeah, that's
like,
Pablo Sanchez, the GOAT.
it's not super real. You know what I mean? And it makes it fun. Like, if you're playing Madden, he's too intense. Because it's like it's as real as it gets. That's not
Mhm.
whatever. Except for now where they dropped the VR thing and shout out Lamar Jackson. He's on the second one and the first one. And the second one where it's like you're in the, like you're the quarterback and you go whatever. So I was like, I've never played. I would like to play that one. That'd be fun. You know. But those games, you know, but people buy them every year, dude. The last Madden I bought was during COVID, and because Lamar was on the cover, and we had the nicest team. You know, we just
Oh, yeah.
did it, and now I haven't picked it up since. But if I ever load that game in, and you go look at our team, team was
I
nice.
used to
Like we
just
did.
buy and sell cars, and Ryan would sleep, and then he'd wake up, and I'd have like a couple hundred G's. I'd be like, all right, who do you want now? And then we'd buy the card he wants, and I'd start over.
Yeah, so it was nice. But at that time it was COVID. We were in Canada, doing like literally just like fucking playing video games. I was smoking weed, you know, fucking just chilling with our cousins some days, and you know. But at that, so we had, and then that's when we built our first Minecraft
Yeah,
world.
our first world.
But then not our first one, but the first one we were like
Our first
older.
really, really nice world. But then it
Yeah.
got to the point where it got so laggy because I had so many animals. And oh my god, okay,
Oh,
for me to get
We were
the
trying to save and
villagers-
copy and do the world on like the most terrible Wi-Fi, so it was just like
Yeah.
it was not supreme, dude. It would
Not
have been lit.
supreme, huh?
It took me. I had to go find a village like
Dude, I'd have
over
made-
1,000 steps away. Put the villagers in a boat on a lead, bring them all the way back so I could start reproducing them, and then that's how I got the villagers. It took me so long. 'cause
And it's
I-
all in creative, so everything is
all in survival.
oh, survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like these blocks you have to go underwater to get. Like he spent hours doing it.
Yeah, dude, I mined up a whole like that underground. I forget what they're called.
Temple.
Temple, yeah, something like that. I mined up every single thing, but without like a breathing underwater helmet or any sort of enchanted stuff that lets me do it. Like all just I used diamond stuff because I had diamond, but I had no enchantments. And it took me 27 hours, and I built a big working casino, and you can play different games. You can play blackjack in there. You can play this like Apple slots I made. And I was working on roulette, but I couldn't get the cart to land randomly.
And then what we did, we ran like some crazy amount of blocks.
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000. Built a big tree, like a big tree on this island hut, and then we made a portal between like both,
Yeah.
basically.
And I figured out how to break the ceiling in the nether, the
Mhm.
bedrock ceiling. So we could just like, you could go in the portal, go up this big ladder. I broke the ceiling, then it would be like the directions. I wrote it on a sign. And then you just run to that next place, and you could drop down somewhere else where I built another, where I broke through, and you could hop in, and you could essentially travel like a ton of blocks super duper fast.
Yeah, I made like a man-made waterfall. It was super nice. It was so nice. And then I didn't get to finish my castle, and I wanted to go back in there, and we got back and finished it, and it was just like, world's corrupted.
Yeah.
Like, no.
My casino was my pride and joy.
So then we built the other one. That's still there. And
Yeah.
it'll
That's
be
tough.
picked up whenever.
I want to do it, like the working world. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and then we'll get more like Anne will get a little older. She'll be in there. You know what I mean? Things
Yeah.
like that. We can get people in
Make the
there.
world bigger.
Yeah, that's fun. But yeah, dude, video games, man. But that's why I want to keep the old stuff though. That way, at least my kids can see what we played, and then have the perspective of what's now and what's before. You know, and not on some like this is ancient, but like
It
this
also
is
might
so
take a while to
relevant
appreciate
technology.
it.
Yeah.
Because I grew up, obviously, like Fire Red and Leaf Green were my first Pokemon games. So, like, when my friend, he played, like, Red and Blue and Yellow, Michael. So he would always try to get me to play those ones, but the graphics are significantly worse. So it was so hard for me to get into it for, like, so long. I was like, I can't play this. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to finally start playing those games. And they're actually so much harder. Like, Yellow is ridiculous. If you're playing Nuzlocke rules, I mean.
Well, even like Gold, Silver, Crystal are like way harder than like even the Fire Red and Leaf Green remake. So like the first two generations are definitely the hardest. Like the ones that are on Stone the Color.
He reveals himself. Oh my god.
me. Dude, it's so much brighter.
The toys.
I was wondering when you're gonna take that off.
Dude, it's hot in there. I might take off the whole thing, low key. But no.
But I have a topic.
Okay.
Uh,
Solid
Someone-
topic, Jason.
Huh?
solid
Solid
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
when you were in school, right? And like you learn all these like different things. Like you learn how to math, you learn how to write and read and do English, right? And or correctly, right? uh, and like all like the basic learning principles that like the state puts as like their curriculum, right? But I feel like during school, they don't ever teach you like real life skills. And like what I mean by that, and it's like not even just like taxes and like how to like function in this economic society or anything like that. I mean like just like even like basic life skills with like home ec. They have home ec classes, right? That you can take that pathway, but they don't ever actually make you take it, or they don't have like health. They actually don't ever make you like take health other than just one semester. So like what I'm saying is, do you feel like the school should prepare students more for life, or do you think that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
parents' job?
Jason and I had this conversation like so many times, honestly. And what I think we came down to a couple of times is that school, like, you should be able to go and pick your classes. And like in reality, like if you want to do all gym, you can do all gym. But at some point down the line, you would get bored. You know what I mean? Doing gym, and then you're gonna see some kid having fun in art and whatever. And then just like however long, like throughout your school, there should be certain things like, can you multiply? Can you divide? Can you do your taxes? Do you understand what this is? Do you understand what a credit card is? Blah blah blah. These things. Do you understand some of the assets of like, can you cook for yourself? Do you know health? Things like that. There should be a couple things
Like
implemented.
nutrition, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. But then there can be steps where it's like someone who's supposed to be like a cook or a chef is going to take more of the food classes. You can even get to the point where you have like a high level chef in there and y'all are cooking food for the lunch. You know what I mean? Things like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be smart.
But then, and some kids I would probably do it, 9th grade, and fucking pick gym every single time. But eventually I would have got bored because it's like, if you're not supposed to go to the NFL or whatever, you're going to want to do some other stuff. And then we have to be some baseline stuff. But hopefully by the time you got to high school, like middle school, you would have learned math and stuff like that enough where you can understand what it is. And if you're supposed to be on track to whatever, you're going to want to learn, like, you want to build something. Like, how do I build something? Okay, do you want to build it with your hands? Do you want to build machines? Okay, then you're going to figure out your path. There's going to be guides to get you there. And then teachers, just like in college, could show up and have like a schedule. They don't got to show up for 6 hours a day. You can show up for your classes. 2 to 4, I'm here. We're going to be learning about food. I'm going to teach these kids food. And if someone wants to show up, they show up. And then I think, like, at the end of the day, like, there should just be, like, I don't know how we talked about how we should, like, the grading thing. I can't remember what we landed on. But I just felt like having the freedom to actually choose what you want to do. You would do classes you did like, you do classes you didn't like, you figured out by the time you left high school. You would either know if you wanted to go into this way, that way, if you needed to go to college because you wanted to be a doctor, a nurse, or whatever, if you needed to do that, if it's a college for this, you want to do music or whatever, there's like a production thing over here, things like that. Or there could be just like community college, grades 13 and 14, where if you haven't figured it out yet, you go there. And you don't have to go get a job right away, you can kind of just figure it out. And you know what I mean? But then basically the goal would be by the time you leave high school, it's not like it's like, oh, you're 18, you have no idea what you want to do. Until like, oh, you're 18, you know what you want to do. And if you don't, a couple years you will, And if you're like there, you think you know what you want to do, you do it, and you figure it out. But at least this time you had a chance to try things. Like when we were in high school, just like you said, yeah, you get a certain amount of choice, but it's just whatever they give you. And there's like you can only take so many of this class and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're, like, in a way, like, kids should be able to, like, you see, like, TV shows, it'd be, like, maybe it's if you go to a boarding school, this is what they do, or whatever, when you're, like, away, but in a sense where it's, like, they got people, like, filming stuff, and they actually, like, there's, like, a movie, like, a short film competition, and things like that, where it's just, like, you're making a movie, okay, we need the sound guys for this, and now you have the kids learning about the sound, doing that, and it's this whole school, and now you got,
everyone works together.
Now instead of just having, like, football games where it's like this school versus this school, it's like this school's film versus that school's film, and there's all these things, and by the time you leave, you've tried all these assets of life. You kind of just like you know, what you want to do because you've been given the opportunity to try new things and to try things that you like, as well as there should be some baseline where you do make sure you get the health, the information, the knowledge for just the basic necessities of just like the third dimensional world of taxing and things like that that's going on. But what school is built for, and they it's been stated that it made it to create a working society. So you go there 9 to 5 in that sense. It's a little earlier, but 9 to 5 vibes. You got to ask to go to the bathroom. You get scheduled to this side. You all get shuffled in certain ways, just like a prison. All the walls are right angles. It's not made for creativity. It's made for order, following direction. If you're good at the math, because you've sat and you paid attention. If you're not as good, it's because you're not paying attention, and that's bad. Well, maybe you're not supposed to sit in this room for 6 hours and blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're supposed to be outside and run around for more than, and then once you get to high school, you lose recess. So,
middle school.
So you don't get to go outside anymore for 30 minutes just to, clear your head. It's just lunch, and you can't leave. You know what I mean? And there's everything's scheduled. Boom, 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 boom. Single order. Can't go on your phone. Can't use your headphones.
Can't chew gum.
Even
though chewing gum is proven to, stimulate brain activity.
Yeah. And it's just but you have to sit in line, listen to the teacher, get good grades, or you drop out. If you don't show up, then you get in trouble. If you still do it, then your parents get in trouble. You have to go, or you have to do the online bullshit where it's this kid's not learning shit on this online device, but you're sitting here, it's they have to do it.
Or as much.
I could sit here for the next 2 hours with all the curriculum and actually teach them something for 2 hours, but I'm not getting paid to do that. It's not helping me to do that, and either way, this kid still has to sit through this anyway, So there's so much that it's very built so that when you leave high school, you don't know what you want to do, so you go to college and you waste time, you waste money, or you spend time and you spend money, and then by that time when you get out of it, there's only a couple of jobs that it's actually worth going there for. All the other ones you spend the rest of the time trying to pay it back, and then at that point, and then you got some kids who took 6 years because they couldn't figure it out and blah blah, they never had the chance. Now they just spent a bunch of money, their parents spent a bunch of money on them. It's just everlasting cycle, where now they're going to get a job and then they work and then they get a kid and a family, and now you're stuck in that cycle where you have a family and you have to keep paying bills. You can't take risks. You can't do that because if I take a risk and I lose my job and this and that, then how am I going to feed my kid and blah blah blah, and they're going to take my kids from me and do them. Only certain times till recently you had to actually register your kid when they're born. So in the sense there is so much order, so many comparisons where you can see it's like they'll put it on Instagram, they'll throw it in your face a little bit where people are talking about it. That's lit, but it's the correlation between school and prison and things like that. But it's really just the working society, working for the economics. You go to work from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and you have fun on Saturday and Sundays. But what does that mean? There's got to be someone who works on Saturday and Sundays. So their Saturday, Sundays are Thursday through Tuesday, and everyone's just different. People work at midnight. People work whatever. Everyone's got a way different life, depending on but would someone be working the midnight shift if they didn't have to? Maybe not. But that's why my first question is always.
SpongeBob likes to work midnight shifts.
Yeah. One of my biggest questions I always ask people when I feel like we got to a point where they're comfortable with me, I'll ask them, if money wasn't a thing, what would you do? Because that really says a lot. Would I go to work tomorrow if money wasn't, if I didn't have to pay to eat, sleep, or, drink water? If I could have water, fruit or whatever, nourishment, and a roof over my head without having to pay for it, then no, I probably wouldn't go. I would do this, or I would focus on the album, or I would whatever, just have fun. Let's go go to Six Flags with the money I do have, whatever the thing is, But some people, a lot of the answers I don't know, and that's the start. Where it's you got to figure that out. And once you figure that out, then it's how do I make money from it in this society,
I was at a strip club once, and I asked a stripper that question. I said, if there was no such thing as money, what would you do? And she was just looking at me, she's like, I would have slapped the shit out of you. That was her answer. And then my friend pulled me out of there. He's like, all right, we're going.
That's hilarious.
Just a quick story.
But
and then I realized later,
yeah.
oh, she probably took it as me being I don't like it. It was disrespectful for me to ask her that in that situation.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that at the time.
But even so, it's probably. But like that's why I usually wait
I
till
was
I'm
so surprised.
comfortable
I
with
was
someone
like, oh shit.
because
My
it's
bad.
like I understand like if you act like questions are like magic. Because if you are listening to me and I say something, you can't unhear it. It's gonna, just like you're talking about your son. Like, he says what he says, and you're like, you can't undo that. Like, you had to stop that from whatever time that was before, but it's out of your control because there's not only you around him, But it's like, so words are magic. So in the sense of, like, if you ask the right questions, you're going to unlock the right doors in someone's mind, and maybe they don't want to see them. Or it's scary.
The more you fuck around.
Yeah, and that's why it's like I learned that a lot, just like because I'm very good at like hopping in, So it's like okay, but you can't intrude on someone's like mind. It's like a SpongeBob and hopping into dreams. That goes and he hops in everyone's dreams, but eventually he intrudes on whatever's going on, and they get
They
mad
all
at
wake
him,
up pissed off.
and they all come after him in the morning.
That was a good
"Ah."
episode.
But it's like, but if you went in there and brought peace, and left when it was his time to leave, then when they woke up, everyone's gonna be at his door greeting him like, SpongeBob,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Give me what I needed.
Things like that. So it's definitely a touchy balance. But what was your like overall baseline? Oh, school. Like, what do you think?
Do you
School
think that the school
should prepare
prepare students more, or do you think that's more of like a parent's job to do that?
the parents' job versus the school should prepare you just for like knowledge based things, like, and it should be a place where it's opportunity for you to explore ideas and explore things. That's what it should be. You spend 6 hours a day there exploring your mind, exploring your ideas, creativity, blah blah blah. And then there is in society like not too long ago when you're 18 you were looked at as a way older person than when you're 18 now. But they make it like they try to keep people like adolescent. They try to keep like adolescency longer. Like you got it. Like you don't like 20 like whatever. But I know it's good to be a kid. It's good to have like because when kids are here they see different and they hear different and they whatever. So it's good to keep your kid style, but also you have to mature and grow as well. And it's like you don't have to baby people till they're 25 and blah blah blah. It's like then by the time it's like now they're 25, some people are gonna take that long naturally, but not everybody. People are gonna be ready when they're like 18 to do whatever. Just like if you just take it to NFL versus doctors. Like doctors, when they finally get to their spot, they're like close to 30. The NFL, they're done. And then there's few that make it to 40 and blah, blah, blah. But it's like the prime was 18, 19, 20, 21, and then they got to figure out what's after. Meanwhile, this other person spent the first 30 years of their life getting to where they are trying to whatever. So each path is whatever, and then it's like, the teaching, I don't know. I feel like people who teach like should really just want to actually teach, and I feel there's a lot that just do it because it's their job. And it's like, but just because it's your like not taking like the job of raising the youth mind isn't like a serious thing. Of course it is, just like anything, shaping the mind of the youth is everything.
I just think nobody believes in the school curriculum. I don't think teachers believe in it. Students don't believe in it. Parents don't believe in it.
But if you don't follow or you don't do whatever the lines, you get fired. If you don't do it, you fail.
I think the issue is in that is that you could. If we wanted to be, because if we're being realistic, if we wanted to be a progressive society, we could be a progressive society. Like there is an endless ball of energy that comes out damn near every day because it's cloudy some days, and it pretty much is infinite. It'll burn out one day, but not in our lifetime, probably. So, but we don't utilize it to its max potential.
I feel like we are a progressive society still, even with our flaws. Because, you just look at progress, how it's evolved. Like, you're just talking about the game systems, right? How, like, it started with this N64, and now we're already in VR, where you're living inside of this thing.
Yeah, but also...
I don't think that we're progressing very intelligently, and that's the problem.
Well, then, I guess it's your definition of progression. Because it's like, those, to me, are advancements in those areas. But I think if we were a progressive society, I mean, we would. There's people who've come across this planet who have done miraculous things that we don't acknowledge, like cures to diseases that we say we don't have a cure for, and they collect money for research. But there's people who have literally cured it, proven it, time and time again, tried and true, and we don't do anything with that information as why. I could guess. I'm not going to. But so in my mind,
$100,000 shot directly into the leg cures AIDS.
yeah. Exactly. But so in my mind, it's like it's not a progressive society because at the end of the day, like let's say it's one, like I don't want to get too deep into that, but let's just say it's one big cover up and it's like all there's the cures for every disease, but they don't put them out because they want to make a bunch of money. Let's just say that. Then at the end of the day, if the people don't care enough for that to be a big deal, then we don't deserve to have it.
Well, we can, in just obvious recent history, the vaccine. They put out this vaccine before Biden's president, that administration saying the vaccine's bad for you, don't take it. While Trump's like, we got the vaccines coming. They get in, they say, oh, the vaccines are good. Didn't you just say that they weren't good like a couple months ago? And then they force them on everybody. People like, and then eventually it's like you're gonna either do it or you lose your jobs. A bunch of people are facing their livelihoods, and they take this stuff, and then now it's like all the backlash of it. Doesn't actually help you, blah, 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 but all the money they made in between is like absurd, you know, and then the people who are supposed to like regulate it or whatever are the funders of it, so they're not gonna whatever, so it's just the whole thing. So that's just like 2 years ago or a year ago or even happening now.
So my point to that, all that is if people don't have like, if that's not a big enough deal for people, and like in reality, like if from the moment the solar cells existed, if everyone was like, oh, like we don't have to backtrack, right? Every building that exists, you don't have to go add solar panels to it. But they mine up, I'm not sure how they make solar panels, I don't know all the ingredients, but they mine up like tons of like lithium, like batteries and all like Duracells that we just use and throw away. Like I'm pretty sure we could like dedicate like the energy and the resources to building solar panels, and every new building that is built is using solar energy. Now I don't know if that's going to solve everything, but it just seems like if it is true and there's an endless ball of energy in the sky and we have a way to harness that cleanly, efficiently, with little overhead once it's already done.
Aren't batteries toxic though? Like once they're done, they can't be used again.
I don't really know too much about it.
I don't know too much either. Cause
I still think, but if like say like all the gas people all spent all the minds of the gas people all went and turned to figure out how to harness the. So and there's gonna be something that we don't have now.
I mean, and like I'll just use a name like Nikola Tesla. Like if we took Nikola Tesla's all this, like Nikola Tesla would create storms above his house. Like he could control weather at that point in time. But and that's just one of his inventions that he did. But we don't. That's not something that you learn about in school.
What do you think you would do? What do you think? How fast do you think? How fast do you think the feds roll up if you just like you had like a machine you like started to rain over your house?
Minutes.
How fast do you think back then it took them to go over there?
Long time. Neighbors were complaining about him.
Facts. Interesting.
But they shut him down because at the end of the day, if you change the course of evolution, if you have the answer, then you change like the trajectory of everything. Because at the end of the day, it's like if I can charge you $200 a month, $300, $400 a month for electricity versus just being like, oh, it's free. You know. Yeah. And if my perspective is cynical in the sense of like if people, because shit pisses me off, so it's like if people don't care enough, then we don't deserve to have it. Like if people don't care enough to do their research and be like, oh, I'm gonna look into this, and you should have a problem with it, because if you know somebody who dies to a disease that they could have cured and it doesn't bother you, bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like as society that we deserve it if we're not gonna.
I think there's a lot of people that know things and they're like, oh, that's fucked up, but like, what am I gonna do about it? Like that's their mentality. What am I gonna do about it? You know. But obviously, if one person goes to the Capitol like, nah, they're gonna get shot down. But if really if the entire country all like bands together in one unit, like it literally
the easiest way is money, bro. Because the people, the people just follow money. If everybody was like, oh, we don't want medicine that has like all the weird X and Z's and Y's in the names, and we're like, we only want like natural herbs and shit. Then what's gonna happen is people will start everywhere that sells it will sell out. The big companies will be like, this is the product, and they will fund it. just like how weed is. They might alter it, but everyone wanted weed. How many people got arrested? How many people still smoked it, and now it's legally legal because there's a lot of money. It's just to follow the money. If everybody was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy NyQuil, I will drink some lavender tea," because the effects are the same, then more
Well, it
lavender
does
tea
show
would
because
get
a lot of
sold.
people started drinking Bud Light, right? And then Bud
Yeah,
Light.
but that
like,
wasn't
tanked.
because they were like.
I know, but still, just in the sense
Oh
of
yeah,
it shows.
yeah.
what
The
could
power of
happen.
the people.
But the
Talking about
UFC
mob
just made a deal.
mentality,
UFC
right?
just made a
Last
deal with
week.
Bud Light, so I'm sure they won't
To
go.
save them back, because we
Yeah.
all love UFC.
People are like, we're gonna boycott the UFC. I was like, no, they're not.
No one's
dude.
gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I love the UFC.
Yeah. But yeah, but it's the point. Like,
did you boycott Bud Light?
so people,
No. I don't drink Bud Light anyway. I
But-
boycotted before.
But if Bud Light was like, you find out an even worse like story about Bud
like
Light,
they were peeing in the kettles.
then you'd be like, all right, yeah, that's fucked up, or you know what I mean? And it's like, I'll stop. So it's like, and that's, I don't know, that's the same, just like the seafood. Like, I don't eat seafood unless like I go catch it or like it's like wild caught, you know, because of I know how like
Yeah.
in some fashion how this got here, and I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? So I don't eat it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you know, me as the only person, it's like people are
But
still
people
coming
don't
into
know
this
that.
spot
That's
to
the thing.
eat.
People don't know the information.
Yeah,
I think
and that's the
biggest thing.
also a thing too, where it's like, how can you and you just, no, I guess that's what it is. You hear something, and if you don't have the like urge, like let me just go look this up, and then if it doesn't ignite you, then like, what are we doing?
Yeah, because I find most people don't care, and I think like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it's like I was talking to somebody. This is like a couple weeks ago. It was about music, and then he was like, "Yo, like he was like, listen to the lyrics of da 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 da," and I was like, "Yo, like okay, listen to this," and I spit a verse. I don't remember what it was, of just something. And I got like halfway through it. It wasn't one of my verses, and he's like, "Ah, I don't want to hear none of that." She's like, "I don't want to hear that conscious shit. I don't want to hear that." It's like he wants just the ignorant shit. Like he doesn't want the shit that makes you think or makes you
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, that's probably something that could help me in my life." But they rather just bop their head and be like, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people are like that. They don't care.
Well, I feel a lot of people are just kind of dragging through life too. Like they're just cool,
Dragging his
comfortable.
nuts.
Dragging their nuts across your face.
Gosh, your
Like
life.
they're cool, they're comfortable with just like
Definitely.
whatever they're content with. And we talked about this a lot last week. I feel like just the mob mentality is like, all right, well, everyone's supposed to have like the house, they're supposed to have a family, they're supposed to have the car, a job, wife, kids. But I mean, most of us don't have that. Calvin's the only one here that actually has that. Has the wife, the kids, the car, the house.
Congratulations.
Right,
Calvin.
congratulations, Calvin.
He's up.
Look at that hard work and dedication
Yep.
to
Straight
third
up.
dimension.
But like most of us don't have that. I mean, the three of us don't have that. You were about to have a wife soon,
Yeah.
but me and Ryan, I don't know what we're gonna do.
I'm here for
They're
the
single
children,
guys.
man.
Ladies out there.
I'm here for the children.
We should
man.
have a bachelor
The way
lottery.
you said that.
We should have a-
single.
Yo.
They're single, and Ryan says I'm here for the children.
Oh yeah. That's bad timing. But
Bad timing.
we should have like a singles lottery. We just get all the single people, and then like you have like a raffle, and
I
then
don't even care,
Go on
dude.
blind date.
no, just for fun, And
Just
then-
because this is the thing, like, at
dude,
the
we
end,
can raise money for charity.
like, I don't
for the
care
children.
because in my mind, like, I don't need anything that's gonna be a distraction to what I'm
no,
doing.
it's for
So
the
in my
children.
mind, it's
though.
like if the person that's gonna come around has to be a help or influence me in some way, because I'm literally have no time to waste. Every day I'm doing something, like at all times, like we're doing this now. We gotta edit it. We gotta whatever. There's so many things. So it's like I got someone like I don't really like I don't think about like we made a joke earlier outside where it was like or we were spinning the screws and I was like,
Oh,
oh, my
yeah.
wrist hurts. So they like made a joke about like jacking off or whatever. And I was like, I don't really until there's that time where it's like eventually it's like there's that time. Then once that time passes, like my head's back. You know, I'm good. I saw where that actually leads, where my headspace was. Okay, boom, I'm out. Back again.
I think
You
part
know?
of it is it's the old thing of like you have to party and you have to fight. It's like the Gardner in the war type shit. You need to fight. Like you can't be the one dragging through life where you have no mission, no purpose, no whatever. You just like whatever. party everything's a party even when you're working because you have no direction. You're not fighting for anything. You're not standing up for anything. You're not doing anything.
You're just passing the time to get off to like let me
Exactly.
go to this thing.
And that's the all party, but then there has to be, so you have to have that thing that's like that drives you forward, but you also have to have the reason why you do it. So and that's like beyond, like for me it's like I have the warrior and the garden mentality. Like I'm not the gardener in the war, I'm not the warrior in the war, I'm not the gardener in the garden. I'm the warrior in the garden. Meaning my mentality is the war, the fight. I know what it is when I walk outside the building. But I have the garden that I work on at home. I have the flowers. I have the things that are precious. I have the butterflies. I have the dailies, the things that are much more precious and pure than I am. But as the warrior, corrupted by the world, with the ability to fight, it is my job to protect those things that do not have the ability to protect those things for them. The purity can be kept by something that is less pure. Because you are corrupted by the society. I'm willing to go farther than the butterfly is to protect the garden. So, but those things keep you from going too far one way or the other. If you're too soft, you get rolled over. If you're too hard, then what's the point? You lose everything.
Nice. Agreed.
So you have to be
Phrasing.
Oh, phrasing.
So I think those things where you say you have no time, it's like your garden becomes too much of the war.
Yeah, but also it's not even that. It's just the time of like what we do. Like we got this. We have to go to work, unfortunately. Things like that. And then on top of that, we'd like to hang out, whatever. And in my mind, we're not going any place that I'm meeting anyone new. And I haven't met anyone who's even sparked like that.
Yeah.
This person is going to challenge me.
Yeah, my
It
point is
whatever. So
not
it's like
this. It's not to like
opportunity-
dissuade you or to push you in any direction. My point is to just be like, well, even though you're super busy, sometimes it's like, oh, I get 10 things to do today. I can knock 3 off just to like remind myself why it is that you're doing it in the first place. Like, what are you fighting for? What
I
are you
still
actually protecting?
relax and chill.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's just like the thing of like, oh, we're single. Like I don't wake up and be like, oh, I'm single. I really don't give a shit because it's like I know what it. I
imagine waking up. Damn, I'm single.
I'm single. And you know what I mean? There are people that do that every day, bro. And it doesn't matter what gender you are. There's people that wake up and they just sit on the internet and they long and they message and whatever and they flirt whatever. They try to whatever. In my mind, it's like at the end of the day, I know that I would want someone to have kids with and blah blah blah. So until that person hits me, like crosses me, like crosses my path, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
so in my mind, it's like I'm not gonna. I don't care. I don't care. I'd rather do this. You know what I mean? I'd rather do this, and I'm happy for you guys. I love going to see your kid. I think it's hilarious what you told me. I probably played some part in that in some way, and it's just hilarious. You know, you got. I'm appreciative of what I have
definitely played a part
in this sense. You know, but it's like that's why I feel like I am in this position because it's like you don't have all the time to do different things because of because sometimes you're in the garden. You know what I mean? And I have gardens around me, so I don't. And I feel like, you know, I'm very good at like relaxing and like having a good time. You know, but I think that on the other flip, it's like I really don't. We don't go to any bars or do things like that because also I'm not gonna find that person there. You know what I mean? And I don't think this. I feel like it's gonna be some time. Like it's gonna be some time until
It's gonna be when you let your guard down.
you know.
Well, that's actually what I was gonna say to him. I said, don't be so caught up
You're in the
with
war.
everything right here
Yeah.
that you don't have your eyes open.
But at the
to
same
the whole
time, when a
picture.
female walks my path, I look at them and I don't just like, oh, that's like I don't just.
But
like,
your guard is
whatever.
always up, is what I'm saying. Cause dude, I'm telling you, bro, I can see it because I have the balance of like when I'm in the garden and when I'm in the war. You are in the war much more than you're in the garden. The garden's not just like a woman or something.
Yeah, I understand that.
But then it's that's his whole point though. It's within his taste because he's looking for a woman that's gonna be down to be more in the war, and so let's grow some easier crops because we don't got time to be gardening.
Yeah,
You're
I
in the
guess
war
so.
with
Because
me.
at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
like I literally like
Warrior, huh?
when it really comes down to it, when you
Snoop,
say
Snoop.
Look at the Amazon.
like even just if we just
Wonder
take
Woman.
one ring around out and we just talk about look at our family what happened in the past whatever, that shit is sad and everything that went happen and whatever. But in my mind, it's like, you know what, like. Just a couple people do not matter as much as the rest of the world and always do what's going on and everything. So in my mind, it's like it does suck. It makes you angry and whatever. And I don't sit and seethe in the anger and blah blah blah. But at the same time, it's like, what else are we doing here? Like, why would I go to work to pay for this whatever just to like have a nice little thing. Like, yeah, it's cool, and I appreciate what we have, and I love it.
Little garden. Why would
You
I
know?
do that? So-
At this point, like, I'm not gonna settle just to have a garden. Is my point. Like,
yeah, definitely
because
not.
we have a nice garden here. I've been building this, like, trying to build this house and this is a staple right here. Just getting that.
Yeah.
I've been building from the start to build the nest from even in the DD game that you brought up.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your role? I'm gonna build the nest, because that's the goal. I'm trying to have that. I like the piece around it is good. By the end of the day, it's like what are we here for? You are here for more reasons now than you were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
But
so
that's
me in
that's
2
dualistic.
years.
The purpose is dualistic.
Yeah,
You have
I
your
agree.
purpose in the war and you have your purpose in the garden. And they almost exist. They exist not without each other, but they also exist individually without the other.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, I can go to the garden and the war doesn't exist.
But on Mondays, I'm in the garden.
Yeah.
But they also exist simultaneously
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time.
It's like you have your white fence. I always
Mhm.
imagine a white picket fence. But you have your white fence, and outside the white fence is chaos. And all you have is the peace that you can keep within.
Yeah.
But you,
Agreed.
my point is that you spend too much time militant, then you drag the mud back in with you, and you gotta sweep it out and be like, okay, this is my Zen space. This is turned off. Helps with everything, with the music, everything. Expand the parameters of what you're creating.
I don't think everybody needs a Zen space though.
I guess
know,
I can't speak for everybody.
like, I do my best living when I am surrounded in chaos. It's the times where I have Zen space. I'd
Like,
rather
don't
be in the
right?
garden.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's because you're so used to it.
Well, I'd rather be in the garden. So if the garden's present, I'm not gonna go back to the war. And so I leave my garden, set up a sprinkler system, leave my garden, take care of the war for however long I need to be back in the standpoint and not be afraid to lose a battle,
Yeah.
and then come back.
I
to
think
the
my
garden.
point is more so that, I mean, it works both ways, but the war is never ending.
No.
And like there is no
Neither
final
is the garden.
destination in the garden either, because the crops always grow.
They die.
Just the war is never
Back.
ending. If you remind yourself of that, it's like you'll fight that fight forever. So that can wait to do this. That's
See,
it.
And as somebody who has multiple plants now, I can tell you sometimes the garden's as hard as the war.
That's-
There are definitely times where the garden's as hard as the
Yeah, I
war.
feel that.
And so,
But that's part of it. Everything's part of it.
yeah, like that's where I'm also coming from in the sense of Ryan finding his perfect match.
Hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter that he's dragging mud in. It's a garden.
I don't know. I guess I
It's
I look
still
at
dirt.
it very.
It's different dirt, but it's still dirt. And that's because you put rocks down. So if I'm dragging mud in your garden, I'm messing something up.
I think it really comes
Sleeping.
down to is I haven't met her yet.
Yeah.
So at this point, there's nothing I can do
Yeah,
besides.
that's not my point. Is not like go out there and get on the horse ride and ride into the sunset.
But
Get
I'm
your
not
kids
like
already.
sitting up in the studio like the world sucks. Da, da, da. Like I gotta I'm in the studio if I'm watching Star Wars, I'm enjoying the story. Every time I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it could have been like this, whatever. But I'm like, I don't feel like there's definitely times where I can see what you're saying. You know what I mean? But I feel like I do have a peaceful place that I go to, and I feel like I do spend time there. And I join yours. And I go over to your guys.
yeah.
And I join yours, and
Definitely.
I feel like, but at the end of the day, it's like, and even so, like that's even spending time there. I'm spending time helping you. I'm spending time helping you guys. You guys help me. You know what I mean? But then we got to go to work, and we got
Back to the
to
work.
do this. We got to do the podcast, because eventually it'd be nice not to go to work. It'd be nice just to do this, like you said, just do this, just do the music and do that, and
Yeah.
then you have more time for the
garden. Yeah, that's why you fight.
So it's like at the end. So in my mind, it's like I feel like if I am spending more time in the war now, then eventually I'll have more time for the garden later.
Yeah,
Because I know what I've done. I've done my part in the war.
definitely.
And that's just where I'm at. Maybe after I get the second album done, I'll be more like you're two
More ready to
solos
garden.
in. So obviously you're more soloed in, but
I don't know how many solo projects I have. This is like Project 26 that I've worked on though.
Yeah, it's big.
Hell yeah. Got one for every year now. Once I drop this one.
Hell yeah.
One for every year of my life.
Maybe I'll get there at some point. I don't know.
I think I want
Just have to collab on multiple albums in a year. So
Try to catch up.
it's not. Yeah. I have good music too, guys.
No, I'm just
So I think when it comes to like
I'm just the
garden
songbird
and
of
the war,
no.
that,
Songbird of my generation.
that
Yeah, I mean, it's real
People
fair.
flock to me when they hear me call it.
artist I've ever heard. I'm just kidding.
You know, at least
No,
you heard of me.
I think Eddie just lied on the
But
mic.
you have heard of me.
Yeah,
No,
bro.
you heard me.
You must be the worst pirate I've ever heard
Rick
of.
Rubin said something that
But you have heard of me.
the people that you don't like when you first see them and you grow to like them later, those are the people that change the world. So
Yeah, no one likes me, so that must mean something.
yet.
Sorry, what were you saying, Eddie, though?
I don't know. The audience might have to suffer without it now.
Yeah, I told this to Eddie. the
Eddie's
other day, I
pulling
was
a
like,
Calvin,
every
dude.
time I cut Eddie off,
Eddie's
he
pulling a
never
big
remembers
time
what
Calvin.
he was saying.
I remember what it is this time.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
pulling a
okay,
Calvin.
you
He's
got
just
it.
pulling a Calvin. He's trying to take Calvin's role, dude.
Yeah, we already
Calvin's
got.
taking my role just by saying anything.
Say what's on your mind, dude.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, dude. The people didn't listen to this podcast and not to hear you say.
Yeah, facts. To look at you look all sad, moping
I don't
around.
look sad.
All right, what were you gonna
Defiant.
say? I want to
I'm in the
know.
war right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
What did you have to say?
I feel like it's harder as a single person to spend more time in the garden at times because you don't have like
Lonely.
that other person to help you really take care of the garden.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like you're taking care of the garden on your own. I have you guys, right? So like, I
Yeah.
have help from that, but you're taking care of the garden on your own. You're taking care of your own war on your own. So
Yeah.
you're fighting on two fronts.
Definitely.
And like there's definitely things I tell you guys about, and then there's definitely things I don't tell you guys about. And I'm sure it's the
Natural.
same both ways.
Yeah.
And so like
Because it's
we all
not
fit.
time, place, or
Exactly.
where are their reasons. I'm
Yeah,
sure at
for
some
me-
point in time
for
you would
me,
say everything.
That's one of the reasons I have so much music. Also, is just because of that. It's like you do have like my garden. It was the studio for me. It was like that when I was by myself. That was it. That's all I had. It was my space, and I would just go to the studio and I'd create, whether I was sad, happy, whatever. And so that's why I have so much music. Because like every time I was like, oh, I need to go like to the solace of my own space and away from the war of the world. It was the studio was that place for me.
Facts.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely.
it's a good place to be.
So Calvin, have you thought of a topic?
Mm,
Throw them out on blast.
yeah.
Man.
Weed.
Mustaches or beards?
Oof.
If you had to shave one off, what do you shave?
Definitely.
Probably oh.
The mustache. You know what I just realized today looking in the
Can
mirror?
you rock a beard without a mustache though?
Oh, yeah, I
That
could,
just look
for
weird
sure.
as hell.
You do, but
Extra.
you can't rock a mustache without a beard. You're a pedophile. Like-
I could rock a mustache without.
You're Mario. Okay? What about Mario?
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, facts.
He kind of has two mustaches though.
You know, I realized I was looking in the mirror. My mustache hair in this little section is a different color than right here.
Yeah, it is.
And I didn't even notice that. So I could cut like one color and just have this little.
You know what the reason probably is?
Mario stash.
Because your nose shades right here, and so this is more exposed to the sun, so it gets sun bleach a little bit more than their
Hey
hair does.
man, you got a weird nose. You got one of them curvers.
I don't know.
Jason got a big nose.
Maybe.
He's got an eclipse.
Partly, I just I feel like it's like one.
You gotta advertise though.
I feel like it's genetics.
Don't worry
And
about
like
it.
one lineage of genetics was like mustaches, like this vibe, like, and then one lineage was this, and then I just got caught in the middle.
It's hilarious.
That's what I feel.
I'm about to
I don't know.
connect. You connected fast though.
Yeah, I did.
I'm starting
Nice.
to connect. I'm starting to get
You're
there.
gonna get there before I got there.
I don't have
Slow
that
and steady.
gap
Calvin's like me.
anymore.
Calvin will get there like I did. Slow and steady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Native American. We don't. It's not looking too hot
You know that?
for.
So you got a
Full
lot.
bush.
He gets the patch.
And that full boys know just connect with here
Hmm?
to get this.
Yeah.
Once you become
It'll-
a chief.
It'll
Alright.
slowly
Then you'll
grow
get
there.
it.
If you like think about it, connect. It'll slowly get up there.
So
Just manifest it.
I had a
This year it's in the
idea
bathroom like.
in the
Push it
shower
back.
today. I had an idea.
Oh Lord.
And because I was thinking about how my beard was starting to connect.
Okay.
And I was saying, like, it would be a really good business idea. And I'm putting it out on here, so, like, I want to see it happen. Or we can do it ourselves so it doesn't happen.
Too late.
Like, there's not really a good way for men to, like, really grow their beards out. Like, if you could scientifically find a way to, like, that would provenly, like, cause more hair growth on the beard for the men and more fuller. And then, like, you sell trimming kits with it also. And, like, that's, like,
Nice.
that's a great idea.
At one point in time, you
There's-
probably had all hair there.
There is a thing.
Probably got like
Wait,
shot
so what
right
was the
there.
idea? What was your idea
I
then?
think
That is the idea.
To just
be able
what
to
is
build
that?
to
a business
chia
like
pet
that.
basically.
Oh.
Chia pet your.
What's the one that has like Sasquatch as their mascot?
I know what you're talking about.
Uh,
They make soap too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Dr.
yeah.
Squatch,
That's
right?
Squatch,
Yeah.
yeah.
They have
There's
Dr.
also
beard
Squatch.
growth fields.
Do they?
Yeah.
They growth pills?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't want to take a pill. I'd want something I could just rub into.
Because
my
then,
foot.
how do you
It's
know
like-
where?
You
I
could
get-
also
But like, how do you know what's the moderation? Like, what happens if you just get a giant bush on your?
Yeah.
Well, that's why
But
you
there's-
use-
Or if the hair grows somewhere
there's
else.
natural ways to do that.
By oils and
because
stuff.
it's literally just all about the hair follicles.
Why I heard like
So you just
avocado
gotta-
oil,
yeah.
like mint oil or something
Yeah.
like that, really help.
The
Grow your beard out.
That's
the
crazy.
Come
fast
close.
Food,
yeah
fast
the
food,
fast food dude.
president of the fast food secret club. Or whatever
Yeah,
that is.
you know
Shout out to
exactly
him.
what I'm
I
talking
love
about. What is his name? Jordan?
No,
Jordan the
no.
Stallion? I think.
No
that's his
idea
tag.
who you
I'm
are.
down
No,
with
no,
that.
you do. You just, he's always in the mirror, and he's always like,
Come closer.
come closer, come here, like come
Oh,
so
yeah,
close
yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
and he'll expose like KFC's
Or how to make
recipe
a
plans or
Frosty.
how to, yeah,
Oh, I still haven't seen him.
Yeah, I know
I'm
who
sure
that
he's a cool
is.
guy. I'm sure he's
yeah, he's
doing
dope.
some good things.
He makes some pretty cool like
Hell yeah.
reels.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
But
I haven't
he
seen
just
it.
gives everyone
I don't
the
spend too
best.
much time on that. That's probably why. But
But he has. I remember watching him being like, "If you do this every day, it'll work." And he's one of the people. There are select groups of like channels or videos that like I'm like everything I've tried from you is law.
I made his ice cream one time that he gave for his video, and it was fire, bro. It
Yeah.
was so good. I do it
Everything
every
you do
single
is law.
time.
Factor Calf is also one of those for me. Shout out Factor
Shout out
Calf.
that
They're
guy.
dope.
Those people.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a group or not.
giving out ideas, eh? Fire.
Fire. You have a topic?
Yeah, mine was
How much do you get paid at Pizza Planet?
Tree Fitty.
They don't let me talk about it.
How much you get?
They don't let me talk about it, dude. Or
I don't
$7
give
an
a
hour. It's like,
47.
He gets paid in Martian bucks.
Nice.
that's just when I'm on the clock, though.
What do you get off the clock?
Can't talk about it.
You get stock. Options.
You get slapped with that tongue.
Me, Woody, and Buzz go way back.
Oh yeah, you would
You and your Woody.
Buzz with the Woody. Yeah.
You take it how you want. All right, my topic is, what is your favorite Halloween memory? Since we're on around Halloween, and I was in between. We used to have like us in our neighborhood would set up like huge like the whole lawn and everything, and then like pretty much everyone in the neighborhood would just flock to our house. So this like the years of that are always just great memories, like playing outside like late, doesn't matter what day of the week it was, and you know we'd have our costumes like playing manhunt, whatever it was, like all the kids are outside, get candy, like it was fun. But then what really came, then I think my favorite one was when we did the Halloween video.
Oh yeah.
I think that was my favorite one.
Yep. Set up all.
And
the
I don't even remember what we
decorations.
did on Halloween. I just remember doing the video, and I think that was favorite one.
Yeah, that was hectic.
Like having that come out on Halloween. And
I got electrocuted during the shoot of that. Yep,
Did you really?
Spooky.
Yeah.
Dang.
fire.
it was lit.
Damn,
Yeah.
we're so close.
Cause I pulled the plug out.
What?
It started to rain.
Are we losing him?
Would have blown up.
We're so close.
Started to rain.
Would have blown up.
And I pulled the-
literally and
Yeah,
figuratively.
the moment. Yep. Yeah, it was raining.
So that's mine. Just
So.
the couple years that we had like everyone in the neighborhood around having a good time at Halloween.
Those OG days.
Those are always good memories to look back on. And then the Halloween music video. What about you guys?
know.
That's just what I kind of came down to. I'm sure I had a good Halloween in college here and there. I'm sure there was. Can't remember one to be that stood out to more than the other ones, but we went to the one. Remember we went as you went as Biggie.
Yeah, it was big.
That was fun. One of the Halloweens, one with my boy.
I saw someone that didn't I run into someone that I knew there I don't know.
I don't remember. Me and my friend Ryan came visit, and it was like we were freshmen. I was a freshman in college. We were like 18, and then we went to like one of these parties, and there's like a bunch of people, and there's a huge fight broke out, and we were just like young kids, like oh shit. Yeah, it was funny. It was one of those memories.
Oh, speaking of that,
But-
we in Maryland this weekend, in Baltimore. We were walking down the street looking for one of his friends, and then we just see these people just pushing each other.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
and Ryan was like, "Oh, fight's about to break out." I was like, "Yep." And we were still walking on that side, and then Ryan like looked away. I think he looked away, and then the one dude like he went up to the dude, and the guy pushed him off. Then he went up again, and the guy just rocks him.
I
and
saw
just
him get
knocked
punched,
him
yeah.
out. And I was like, "Yo,
And
Ryan."
then his boy got hit too.
Yeah, and then he knocked the other guy out too.
Yeah.
And the dude's like pants fell down. He fell in the crowd. You know how like there's like the curb, like where the cars
Yeah,
on.
it
There's
was
like
bad.
the car here and the curb, and he like fell in between the two. And, like his pants fell down and shit. And he was so mad. Like him and his like two friends were like in the alleyway like afterwards. I was like, oh, they're probably waiting for that guy. But then they ended up leaving. He was so mad. I was like, but I was like, at the end of the day, if you walk up to someone and they shove you, like you get in their face and they shove you, and then you go to get in their face again and you get knocked out, it's your fault. Like you should have known. You got in their face. They shoved you
Yeah.
away. That was the warning, right?
I don't know. I think I always say by this. I feel like you never know what someone's really capable of. So like you shouldn't be picking fights on the streets because if some kid knows how to back kick, like spin kick you,
Yeah.
you're not gonna see that jump coming.
Mhm.
And I will tell you what. I remember I was in Tampa Bay for the first time, and it was after college, and I went and we met with some of my boys from college, and we were out there and we were having fun on. We were chilling, and I remember we were at this bar, and then it was like fun time, and then we're leaving, and as we're leaving, I see this skirmish start to break out, and it's this little kid. He's this kid, not little, but like 5, like I don't know, my height like 5'9", 5'8", and then he literally is this dude who's like 6'4", this dude, big dude, and they're fighting or like they're pushing or whatever, and I see him, he just shoves him down, and the bouncer like is pissed because he just got shoved over by this like little kid. The kid like doesn't leave. Bouncer gets back up. They try to separate, and they go. They skirmish for a little bit, and at this point, they walk around, so I can't see anymore. So I'm like, I'm already witnessed like half this fight. I'm like, I'm gonna witness the rest of it. So I cut the corner, and right as I do, I just see the dude land a mean right. Kid gets clocked, hits the concrete, and I like turn to my boys. I'm like, yo, we need to go. And I want this one kid. He's like out of his mind, just like giggling around, laughing. I'm like, we need to get out of here, bro. Get the Uber, call up. And as we walk by, so the girl like on him, like tapping his face, and his head like, and just like blood like pool behind his head. And then the bouncer like trying to let off the anger that just happened, then realize like what his had like kid's like knocked out now. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, we were just having a great time in there, and now this kid is like at the near brink. I don't know if he died. I don't know. Got in the Uber and left. And from then on, I was like, I'm never gonna like fight anybody like on the street unless it's like fully necessary. You gotta protect yourself. Otherwise, I'm never gonna pick a fight. I'm never gonna help anyone fight because once you start helping me, you never know who's gonna come around the corner and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna be part of it. And I was like, cause of that. Cause I was like, the little dude, like, dude, no way, bro, crazy. So I
Why
was-
did a dude even pick a fight against a 6'4" dude?
I don't know, bro, but
Drunk.
he shoved him over, bro.
Drunk.
He shoved him. Yeah,
being
just,
drunk.
yeah, he just effed up, bro. Effed up, and you're just like
People get so
overconfident.
confident. Yeah.
Exactly, dude. I remember in college, people used to go out, and it was they're gonna either get with a girl or get in a fight. One of the two is gonna happen. If they don't get the girl, they're gonna fight with someone, and they're either gonna
Someone
start
else
it
who didn't
or
get
someone's
a
gonna
girl.
start it with them. Like I just knew it was gonna happen. So, and I watched a
I
lot
remember-
happen. So I was never, I was around. There was like a couple that I was in, that was, but whatever. But all like the really just like unnecessary. I was never a part of it. I was like, I'm not gonna, because that sucks, especially when it's like a freaking like 5-on-5 brawl, like a 10, like you got two groups going at each other. No chance.
I think it just needs to be civilized.
You're gonna get
Like
someone's
just,
you're
if
gonna
there's a
knock by
problem,
somebody.
whoever has the issue, then they just duke it out. Like get 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, 1-on-1 in the ring.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's it. And they have people around to catch them.
They need that. They need it in the cities. They need a town ring.
Yeah. Throw the boxing gloves on. Worst case.
Go
scenario.
duke it out.
You know what I mean?
settle your differences.
Bring dueling back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Challenge you to a duel.
Yeah.
So
Settle
anyone
disputes.
else got a fond memory on Halloween?
No, not really. I mean, like, I remember, like, liking trick-or-treating and stuff like that.
Do you
Yeah.
enjoy Halloween?
I
So
do,
Halloween.
I do enjoy Halloween.
So Halloween hasn't been monumental to you.
Honestly, I want
Not
to.
one Halloween you've had like just like a
But
great
just, like,
time.
not one of them stand out above the other. It's not, like...
Yeah, I feel like Halloween's that holiday where you always feel like it's gonna be super duper lit, and it's always just kind of like
meets the
averagely
expectation.
mediocre. Like it's
Yeah.
not like great, but it's not bad either.
Is what you make.
just
it,
like-
right?
Yeah, I want to have a party this year.
Yeah, just have a bunch. Just have a nice,
That's what I want to
nice
do.
little get down.
Costumes required, I guess.
You know what? Actually, I take that back. The Halloween party that y'all threw last year was lit.
My only
I had a
gripe
great
with that
time.
one
Yeah,
is
that's the
like
thing, was, like, we
the
have-
one
there's always
dude,
something
like,
that
started-
happens.
like beating up the other dude.
Oh yeah,
it was unnecessary.
whack.
He was like
Super
way smaller than him and
unnecessary.
just like way drunk. He was like
Yeah,
passed out and you
yeah,
beat
that
him
was
up.
not it.
And, like, so, like,
Yeah.
every single Halloween party I've been to, something like that happened.
That
And
was
then I had
not
to
it.
drive both of them home in the same
Yeah.
car after that.
That was not it. I remember
Yeah.
that. I was
Like,
like,
that
oh.
was messed up.
And they almost got us like freaking pulled. We got pulled over and we got let off, but
Yeah.
like because they were just like yelling and screaming in the back seat.
So dumb, dude. That was whack. Oh yeah, that was
I was
whack.
like,
that was
oh
whack.
my god! I was like, shut the fuck
That was
up.
whack.
It was fun, though.
It was
Up
a good
until that
time. It was a good
point.
time. Yeah. That was definitely questionable.
Other than that, it was great though.
Yeah,
I was
that
Jack
fun.
Sparrow.
Oh yeah,
I
nice.
had my butt over him.
Hell yeah. Pizza Planet this year.
I was
Yeah.
Cyril from Archer.
I don't even remember. Is it the horse?
No.
Oh.
Archer is a different show than BoJack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our college dorm mate or whatever who used to love Archer. He used to just rip dabs and just watch it all day.
I never
And
really
then
watched
play.
it.
What did he play? It wasn't Apex. It was before that. He played some game. I can't remember.
PUBG.
Fortnite and PUBG.
Before
yeah.
those were before because Jason. It was when I was a freshman in college. Like Fortnite was not out yet. Jason hadn't
PUBG
even
was
played.
out.
Jason hadn't played Fortnite yet.
PUBG was out like 2-3.
It wasn't PUBG. It wasn't that. It was more of an alien based game.
Overwatch? Was that too
Might have
new?
been Overwatch. I can't remember.
It's
I can't
probably too
remember.
new. I don't
But
know.
he used to just rip dabs, play Archer, or watch Archer.
Just watch
First
that,
semester,
play
you-
Archer.
We used to first semester we used to go blunt riding all the time, and we had 2 cars, so we'd put all the stuff in one and we'd ride in the other. And then second semester you got a dab rig and started ripping dabs, so down went all the blunt rides. It's like, why would I go on a blunt ride? I can just rip it dabs.
Those are the
I
days.
was like, all right, dude.
I wouldn't even go on a blunt right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Too sketchy.
I would if I was in Colorado, in the fields. You know what I'm saying? Like when
Yeah.
you first enter Colorado, and it's all the fields and just
Yeah.
mountains and stuff like that, because it's legal one, and so you're not gonna
Yeah,
get as much trouble
I
if
guess
you
so.
do get pulled over.
Yeah. It's a different time back then.
Definitely different time. dude.
Different time for sure. I
It's
remember
way
riding
hotter,
around
though.
the golf cart pass, just
That's
having a
lit.
blast, doing blunt rides. Don't do that anymore, obviously, because
Yeah.
they're patrolled now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask because I was like, definitely not now. I wouldn't do it now. I always wanted to, and I was like, it's just never worth the risk, dude.
Yeah.
They weren't patrolled when I was younger.
Especially because you get to the age where you can
Probably
just
more
go in
people
your
have it now.
backyard,
Mm-hmm.
or your front porch or your backyard.
Yeah, 'cause
you
once you
don't
get
really
to that,
have to be
Why
out.
would you leave?
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely one of that's like
So why would you
I think
go
that's
to
a
the war,
solid-
stay in your garden?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
I think that's a solid parent move when they find their kid smoking and you're like, all right, you have to do it here. Don't go anywhere else and do it. Blah blah. blah. You give them whatever your rules are, because then it's okay, they're gonna sit here, they're gonna be fine, they're gonna not get in trouble. Blah blah. So it's and most of the times they're getting in trouble because they don't want you to know. And you're hiding from your parents, so you're out smoking a blunt,
Yeah,
and now you're in
exactly. That's when
public
people
and you
get
get caught, and then now you get in trouble, and you got to pay for all. It's
Yeah.
could have just saved the trouble, man.
When I got caught once.
Yeah.
This was actually before my my parents already knew I smoked, but this is before my senior pictures, and I got this bud from this dude who actually passed away, but I smoked this. It was just a bowl, I think. It's supposed to be White Widow, but I like laid down. I looked at my wall and I could see my belt like moving, and I was like, "What the hell?" I hit the dude up like, "What did you put on this?" Because it looked like weed and all that. But he didn't. I don't know. I don't think he answered. I think he was just like, "Oh, it's just weed." And I was like, Anyway, so my dad comes in, and he's like, "Oh, like I smell this, like da 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 da," and I was just like, and I had been caught so many times, and like he was mad at me, and I was like, "Look, like at the end of the day, I was like, this is I was a senior. I was like, I'm gonna be here for a few more months, have summer, and then I'm gonna go to college. We can either spend the next 6 months arguing about this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna smoke anyway." Or you just accept the fact that I smoke weed, and we can have a good last 6 months while I'm here, and let that be that. And that was the conversation. And he was like, "Okay, yeah, that makes sense."
Dang.
Because like realistically, I was like, "There's nothing you can do. Like you can take everything away from me. I'm still gonna do it."
I mean, I had a
So-
similar conversation with my dad. Now, I'm not sure how old you were when you had your conversation
Oh,
with him.
17, I think. Or
So-
16.
16 probably
16.
because you're
Yeah.
I was 17 when I had that conversation with him, and it was like right after, like I got arrested, and I'll tell that story one day down the road. And I'd just gotten off of being grounded from being arrested, basically, and like then he caught me smoking, and I was just basically like, "Dad, like, would you rather me go get arrested again,
Yeah.
or would you rather Actually, I didn't get arrested for weed, in that moment in time."
Yeah.
And so, would you rather me get arrested, or would you rather me be somewhere safe where you know I'm at? And when I put it into terms like that, it like really, I guess it just made sense for him.
Yeah.
It does because it's like, and then nowadays it's not as serious. Depending where you live, it's not as serious. But
Yeah.
still, like, yeah, you might as like as a parent, you should keep your kids safe,
Yeah.
and you should give them the lessons that you can give them. And
But
just,
you can also be like, you know what, I don't condone it, and I'm not gonna tell you that you can do it, because just
Yeah.
to keep your own like safety thing of not being like, I allowed my 15-year-old or 16-year-old to chief down blunts in the backyard. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Keep your own like plausible deniability, but then also be like, you know, but
you
I'd
can
rather
definitely
you
keep some
be
guideline
here,
in there, yeah.
you know, than anywhere else.
There'd have to come some sort of trust in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, your dad trusted you enough to
it was
accept
cool,
what you're
you know.
saying was coming from like a sound perspective.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, crazy times, man.
All right. Different times for sure. Even 5 years ago, different times.
Yeah.
Calvin, any memory of
I mean,
Like, it feels like a cop out, but I think the only real like good Halloween memories I have were all just the stuff my mom did to go like above and beyond.
Oh yeah, that's big. Everything was
Yeah,
little things.
because it was just like the carving pumpkins every year and
Yeah, it makes the
making the
yeah.
pumpkin seeds and like those moments.
I
Those
was
Yeah.
really
moments were
bad.
dope.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's my thing. We just have like all it took was my mom or my dad to set up the front yard, and we'd help
Yeah.
whatever, and my mom to set up or tell my dad to set up like the gazebo thing and whatever, and they had food, and my mom would make drinks, and then people
my dad
would
was
show
so
up,
serious about it,
and it would create
like
The-
serious.
the party aspect, and then once you create the parties, it takes the people to make the party, right? But even those little things like that's definitely big, like making Halloween feel whatever to you as a kid, and
That's what I'm trying to create. the
because on a
new-
normal day
new
you're not doing
Halloween
that stuff,
vibe.
right? So make
Yeah.
sure that you do some of those things. It's like, oh, this is Halloween. We do like, yeah,
Yeah, that's big. Also, you don't want to be the house that just does nothing.
yeah.
You just look beat when you look at the other houses, and like
Right.
they,
Dude,
even the
it
ones who
does,
put out a
dude.
little bit, it's like, oh, you're beat. Like you,
Dude, we're dominating
you're
the
beat.
squad out here.
Yeah,
And
ours
there's
is the
minimal
best.
not minimal effort, like solid effort.
Didn't take a lot.
but minimal pricing
Yeah,
comparatively to what we used to have, like with my dad's.
because
house,
if
you
you're
got,
not
like, whatever.
decorating, you're really just not trying. Because you can find, even if you went to like Goodwill or went to like one of those like rebuy stores, you could find some shit that's like
Yeah.
not super expensive.
It doesn't have to be that
Let's set
crazy.
it
Just
up.
some lights, you know what I mean? A little little
Yeah.
Halloween. We'll see how Christmas goes. I don't know. Maybe they're more Christmassy.
Well,
Maybe
that's
there
the
are more
first thing. When
Christmassy.
you were talking about the pumpkin stuff, my first mind went to Christmas because like that's like where we did all like that special stuff, and then it's a little more common, I guess, to do it at that time.
Yeah,
But like it was just like we had like a Homer Claus, which was super cool. It was like a big inflatable Homer Claus at Christmas, and like he had a box of donuts he would hold in his hand,
lit.
and we also had like this big like choo choo train that was like all lit up and everything like that.
I would like to do like a 25 days of Christmas thing. I don't know what it would be, but like every day, do something. I think
Like
that'd be
do
cool.
something Christmassy.
Yeah, every day.
Oh.
Maybe watch a movie or something.
Facts.
Just 25 days.
That'd
That'd be
dope.
I understood that was gonna be next year's thing,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have
That's
that.
right. Yeah,
I'm
when
gonna
you
have
first
that.
said that, that's where my mind went.
I'm gonna have that work. I'm gonna have it work. Also, I came to an like I'm gonna get a book. It's gonna be a sketchbook, and I'm basically gonna sketch ideas.
Sketchy book.
And then when I have completed an idea that's ready for like to go, I'm gonna send it to whoever needs the idea. And that's what I'm gonna start doing. And whether it's the music video or whatever the things are, merch
Block you.
idea, all these things, I'm gonna start doing that. Cause I was like, we have all these ideas and we've like thrown them out, but then we just like put them into this book, and then when we're ready, we can like, what idea do we want today, you know, or what can we accomplish, what can we knock out? Because technically you could have a video for every song. You could do, you know, there's
I like
endless things to touch the garden with. You know,
Yeah.
new flowers or make them whatever. Wait till it's the right time of day to get that picture. Whatever, you know.
I'd like to do more videos that I can just be the person in the video, and not like writer, director, editor.
Facts. Big too. So, and I definitely threw that out there. Like anyone, whether it's someone watching or us, has an idea for a video or whatever, feel free to put the idea to its completion and present it, because it could be what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? And then just be like, oh, I produced that, or I like directed that. You know what I mean? And it could be the music video of the year. You know what I mean?
Never know.
Or not, but you could say. So, and it might be, or it might will. It will be, sometime soon. But
Coming soon to
Yeah.
a theater near you.
and that's I think that's a big thing too. Everyone just like kind of like finding different little roles that they can do so that the ship goes farther faster than like one person.
Yeah, I'm
One
on
person
finish.
waking up and like doing everything.
I
on
need the
ship.
verses. How many podcasts in a row have I been saying I need the verses? I need the verses.
We said
Two,
Sunday.
maybe three.
This
yeah,
Sunday?
Yeah, we said this Sunday. We were just talking about it outside.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Someone
mentally present.
listening.
So we're gonna do Sunday, and then we're gonna do that and a little podcast, so we can double up for when I'm gone in a couple weeks.
Jason, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I didn't really realize I did this until right now. Every single time you ask me for a verse, my brain goes, we'll figure something and throw 'em." Like it's just that like instinctive
You
like
gotta write it on the spot.
what
Yes, sir.
and I do for a lot of the stuff.
Challenge mode.
However, like
Challenge
Eddie's
accepted.
like anytime Eddie's like, "Yo, you should hop on this," I'm like, "All right, bet." Anytime Ryan's been like, "Oh, I might want you on this," I'm like, "All right, bet." But every time you ask me for a verse, I'm like, "Yeah."
Because you just know that it has to be good.
You're not ready.
I'll get that. Like whenever it is.
This is the high caliber when you're standing next to me, sir. You know it. Don't front.
Eventually,
Okay,
Don't front.
it's always high caliber.
we'll
Oh,
see.
yeah.
We'll see how it all
Come on
plays
with the
out for
heat.
mine. I got some time. No rush.
Nope. Rush today. Now.
Check out Steam.
Nah.
Ocean's on Arrival.
I think
There you
this
go.
feels like the wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
watching episode 9, Anyone Halloween edition.
Halloween.
We got the
woo.
neon sign manifestation. If you've watched the first podcast, you've seen manifestation take place. And here we go. This is all we get better every time, I feel like.
Road to double digits about to be over.
Yes,
It'll be the
sir.
road to triples.
I'm very appreciative of the podcast so far, the effort of everyone, and the continued effort we will have in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
thank
Means a
you.
lot.
Yeah. Once again, check out Oceans on Arrival on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube, wherever you watch or listen to music. We're there. We got some good stuff for you. And if you're one of those people that sit on the couch and don't get mad about things that you should be upset about,
You gotta get angry.
start
You gotta
giving
get
a
mean.
fuck
That's
about the
one.
world. All right.
So
I don't think
The football games don't matter that much.
I don't think you have to. You do you.
Go Ravens though, baby.
You gotta get mean. That's
Go
the only
Ravens,
way you're
though.
worth it,
Shout out Lamar Jackson. Shout out the Ravens. Let's go.
Shout out the Lions.
getting blown out.
It was a good time.
We got
It was a good
blown.
time.
so-
That was a good time. Honestly, Saturday might have been one of the best days I had in a long time.
It was a good day. Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday?
What did we do Saturday?
We got up there
Yeah.
and we went
So
We picked up Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good
fun.
time.
Shout out
That
to
was a
Tim.
lot of fun.
Tim
That whole
Bolt.
We
weekend
watched
was
the
a lot of
fights. The fights weren't
Fights trash.
fights were the low light of the day, which I thought were gonna be a good part of the day, and they're low light. But
Service
that's a good
was
low light.
terrible.
Yeah, service was terrible. Maryland, what
Maryland-
is it?
Maryland
Hostility,
hostility,
versus
baby.
Southern hospitality.
Oh yeah.
Failing hostility.
You don't
love
realize it till you go back out there.
I was like, dude, I asked, like, I was looking for a waitress because she's like disappeared. I walked
Like
over, she's
20
talking to the
minutes, 30
bartender like
minutes.
in the back of the thing. I see them in the alley. I was like, oh, excuse me. The bartender looks at me like, what do you want? I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? Who are you talking
The
to?
Maryland
I was
hostility.
like surprised. I was like shocked.
What
I was
else?
like, oh man, I forgot what it feels like to be here.
We went to the one building, the Gold Leaf building. That was cool.
Yeah.
And then we
That was
went.
weird.
we
The
got,
Can't
Carl.
miss out on those
Picked up-
terpenes.
Picked
Yeah,
them
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Picked
don't
up my
miss
older
out on-
brother.
You must add on all those.
Don't miss out on the terpenes.
Yeah,
Each one. Yeah. Then I picked up Carl, or we picked up Carl,
yeah.
and then we went to downtown Annapolis and had a
Yeah.
nice night.
Oh, yeah.
And then we bowled after that.
And
that
I
was
had one of
fun.
those
Bowling was like
ice cream
Galaxy bowling
with
Was it-
espresso on top.
I was trying
Delicious.
to remember where I got that map from. Was it down?
Oh yeah, it's down on Annapolis. Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah,
net.
the bowling.
Yeah, that was fun. We got the chessboard there.
Yep. That was
Overall just a good day. Good
It's a good
laughs
day.
with Tim and Carl, the squad hanging out.
Yeah.
Missing Calvin, of course.
Yeah,
You know, but it was a good time. I had a great day.
yeah, it was fun.
And then we went.
And I think if the
next
game-
day.
Sunday would have been good too, but the game
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 was
didn't live
trash.
up to what it could have been.
Yeah.
But
That's
honestly, I appreciated that because it gave me time and Carl time to go actually explore the stadium.
So the stadium, yeah, and
'Cause,
see
like,
what it
at halftime, Carl and I just got up and we walked around the stadium for like the whole third period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That was like, but then it also gave you something. Like Carl also gave you something to look forward to. Like
Dude
go
tried
to
to
another
scam
game.
me with the beers.
Oh yeah,
I bought a beer. They're of course they're like $10.
so
when
you
they're
can't pay with
walking
cash
around.
now.
Yeah, so
The
I passed my card down. He's like, "Oh, tip." I should have just been like, "Nah," but like I went like that, like 10%. That's what I thought that was understood. But he put
That's
$10.
usually what it. That's usually what it.
Yeah, like he knew what he was doing. He said, "Oh, 10." And then I looked at my. I was like, I feel like he finessed that. I looked at my phone, looked at the charge. I saw I got charged $20. So I went up to the dude. I was like, "Yo, did you charge me 10% or $10?" And he's like, "Oh, $10." And I was like, 10%. And he's like, "Oh." He's like, "Oh, I might have to give you." I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I might have to give you cash." I was like, "Okay." And then he was like, helping somebody else. I was like, "Or just give me another beer and we're straight." He just gave me another beer. And I was like, "All right."
Nice.
I was
Yeah,
like,
you tried
but
to
he
finesse it.
still got his $10 because he
Yeah.
just gave the beer away. You can just say you dropped it, or the person dropped it. You gave him another one. But he was trying to finesse. I was like, "You know what you did. You fronted like you pretended, but
Yeah, third
know what you
quarter,
did.
like, and
Yeah,
like
you think I'm just some drunkard in the field that you could just take advantage of? Like,
yeah.
nah."
But it's good what Carl said is like gives him something to look forward to, like a more like. Okay, next time we go for like a nice game, like an intense game,
Yeah,
which we
dude.
thought it was gonna be.
I wanted you to
Yeah.
experience that. for
Yeah, it
sure.
would have been cool. They
But
kept
there was
slowing
glitches,
down.
you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean?
Especially after the first like touchdown was scored, like everyone went crazy.
Yeah.
Second touchdown scored, everyone was
Second
going
down,
crazy.
3 and out, fans. You know, and
Yeah.
then once you get to that point, and honestly, I'd never seen the Ravens play that good, so it was like they're gonna blow it sometime soon, and they never did. So shit.
It was like what was it, 28?
Let's
No,
see.
it was like
Dude, I
30,
didn't even get to
30,
see the Lions play to the second half.
that
Like, for real, like, they weren't even playing. I was like, who is
Yeah.
out here right now? The Little League team
was tough.
took place?
Definitely didn't expect that, but the Lions will bounce back. He'll be
Oh,
all
yeah, we'll
good.
be all right. We're still going to make playoffs. Probably win the
So.
division.
Go Ravens, though.
Go Lions.
Follow your passions.
Go
If you don't know what you want to do,
Boo.
what would you do without money? Do that thing. And even if it's just for fun. So, yeah. Ozone Arrival. I'm Indigo Round the Navigator. Appreciate y'all.
Guru.
Dwayne the King.
Calbino,
Calbino.
Check
Thank
us
y'all
out,
again.
All platforms.
the giraffe.
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Bye.
Now I'm taking this down.
Wow, imagine not hitting record.
Shoot a ball in before you turn the video off.
What?
This one right here. I don't really need anyone.
Woo! Cash, baby. All day.